Hey guys, uh, I just wanted to talk to you guys for a couple minutes. I've been following this Neil Gaiman thing, and I want to say that he has inspired me as a writer in very many ways. He has brought me out of my shell as a writer and helped me find my own voice. And so his writing comments and videos and masterclass and things of that nature have been important to me over the last few years. I've always enjoyed Sandman. I've always enjoyed most of the work, Miracle Man, that he has done in the comics industry. But I was reading the apology that he posted online yesterday. And this is probably not a popular opinion, but I'm not going to apologize for it. He mentioned doing the work. I've heard this term before from certain other people in the industry. Heather Antos comes to mind. And they tell people that they need to do the work. So when I read that, the legitimacy behind this apology kind of fell apart to me. And what blows my mind is I haven't heard anybody else really talk about this. Not the apology itself, not what Neil is alleged to have done, but the wording of the apology. And specifically that phrase, I'm going to do the work. What does that mean exactly, to do the work? What defines the work that needs to be done to make you a decent human being? That's really what my question is behind all of this. It's not that he will do the work, but to state that, it's kind of obvious. Instead of saying, I'm going to work on myself, I'm going to better my opinion of women. For such a wordsmith to use the phrase, I'm going to do the work, and to use it in two sentences almost back to back, to me that tells me that, one, either Neil didn't write that himself, or two, that if he did write it, he had somebody who was like a Heather Antos that was twisting his words to say, this is going to read better. This is going to get you the understanding and the accolades and the readership to understand where you're coming from. Sometimes you can't go to that place and understand where your writer friend is coming from where somebody that you have enjoyed and respected for many years is coming from. And like I said, it's okay to do the work. It's okay for that. But to state it as such, it tells me it's not heartfelt. It sounds like somebody who got caught up with in a negative situation, in a negative light. And now he's apologizing because he feels like it's what he should do. I've been with people before that have told me, you get what you want. You get to go to the movie. You get to get your book. You get to whatever. And then you apologize. But it's too late because you've already gotten what you wanted. And it didn't make a whole lot of sense at that point. But now it does. Because if these allegations are true, then he's gotten to eat his cake and have it too. And when it comes to these sorts of allegations and the darkness of these allegations, there's a part to be said about the females that are involved in this. It's not that I don't believe them, but there's a lot of different ways to look at this. I was talking to a friend of mine, a female coworker, this afternoon, and kind of bringing this up. And she's like, isn't there a part of this? Didn't they play a part in this? And I'm not saying that if you're a victim, that you actively played a part in that. I'm not saying that at all. I've been in mental health for almost 20 years. And I've seen a lot of people who have lost their faith in humanity because they were victims. They've lost the ability to understand that not everybody's out to hurt them. So don't hear me say that you're wrong. Don't hear me say that you're wrong for being a victim and that was your fault, because I'm not saying that at all. Instead, what I'm saying is you have to have enough sense about you to say something inherently is not right here. For example, my coworker, she said, look, if I called you up and I said, hey, my two boys are at home, I've known you for 20 years, and you come over to the house and I'm gone, and my husband comes over, while you're sitting there watching the kids and says, hey, I'm going to run you a bath. She said, what would you say? What would you say to that? And I said, I would argue, no, I'm fine. I've already took a shower before I came over. Thank you for that offer. Strange as it may be. But I would not go and take a shower, take a bath, because somebody that I wasn't that familiar with drew it up for me. And no amount of badgering, no amount of coercion, no amount of, hey, I'm trying to be nice here, I'm trying to do this for you, would make me feel any other way about that and make me act any other way. To the point where after a while it would become pushy and I would say, hey, look, I gotta go. I understand that sometimes people get starstruck. Sorry guys, my glasses aren't cooperating tonight. But people get starstruck and they don't want to let this person down. They don't want to let that person think less of them in any way. But you got to understand that famous people are famous people, but they're people. They're humans with their flaws. And hero worship or enjoying that person's company and being afraid of losing access to that person, sometimes you just have to stand up for what you believe. And if that involves hurting that other person's feelings, then so be it. So be it, because you have to protect yourself. You can't allow yourself to become so starstruck with that other person. Oh, well, what will he think of me? What will she think of me if I, turn her down, if I deny her advances, if I tell her, thank you, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, but I'm married, I'm not interested. So it's okay to do the work, but to go back and say, oh, I'm going to do the work, without explicitly putting out what the work is that they're going to do, is just an empty shell game. So I just wanted to speak on that for just a few minutes. I, like I said, probably an unpopular opinion. I'm not knocking Neil for his writing. I'm not knocking his body of work. But you have to think of these things kind of objectively and look at them for more than what they are on the surface. Sometimes you've got to read deeper, just like comic books, just like novels, just like the literature that we all claim to love. you've got to look at it and peel back the layers and look at the whole onion sometimes rather than just looking at the peel and saying, oh, this is rotten, I'm going to throw it away. So just some food for thought tonight, guys and ladies. Let me know down below what your opinion on this is. Let's keep it civil if I get some comments on this. But I just wanted to share my own 2 cents on that and say, if you're going to apologize to somebody, at least be genuine in that apology. And don't make it look like you just got caught up in something that now you're ashamed simply because you got caught. Food for thought, guys. Y'all have a great night.